Sydney's Chinatown is located in the suburb of Haymarket in the southern area of the CBD. It is approximately 800 metres or a 10-minute walk from the city's central station, and the precinct is just over 13 hectares in area. This is a well-connected precinct within Sydney. The T1's train service links North and Western Sydney to Central Station. T4 connects Sydney's southern regions, and the B1 bus service links the northern beaches. There is also the option of walking or taking the L1 light rail down into Haymarket. Chinatown is also well serviced by some of the city's major roads. There is the Wilson's car park on Thomas Street and the Dixon Street car park. They're both within the precinct. Also, there is a substantial amount of on-street parking, the majority of which allows for short period or metered. In regards to the built form, it seems a lot of the buildings are from the early 1900s. They seem to be double brick construction. Some of the buildings in the area do have a more modern appearance due to cladding and other renovations. Infill development is noticeable in the Haymarket area, with a significant construction site seen to the southwestern side of the precinct. Due to such dense development in the area, there is very little green space and/or green infrastructure in this precinct. The precinct's perimeter is set by some of Sydney's major roads. There are much smaller shared and pedestrian-only zones running through the precinct that connect these major thoroughfares. The next two slides will outline both the strengths and weaknesses of the precinct, as well as their possible opportunities and threats. Here are the three key objectives of this urban design strategy. Efficient movement between the built form is a priority in this precinct. In order to make it sustainable and environmentally friendly, pedestrians and cyclists are to be prioritised where possible. Pedestrian congestion is currently an issue in this area, especially during peak times and the night markets. This needs to be addressed in order to develop the area further. The main guidelines displayed here are all ways in which these outcomes will be achieved. They will do this through an array of adjustments to the current footpaths and thoroughfares. Widening and making the paths more inviting through the use of interactive boards and poles is one way in which congestion will be reduced. Increasing the amount of designated stopping areas will also help. More 10-kilometre shared zones will also boost pedestrian efficiency. The main outcomes of Objective 2 state that new development and upgrades of current buildings need to be done with sustainability in mind. They need to have as little impact on the environment as possible. Also, prioritisation of green energy and infrastructure in all new buildings must be considered.
Those go hand in hand.
Any new constructions must make a long-term commitment to ensuring their emissions are offset in some way. Green infrastructure such as permeable pavement and vertical gardens are also to be implemented where possible. Natural elements must also be considered in new constructions, such as sun and wind, to either utilise solar panels or reduce heating and cooling costs. These are the main guidelines outlaid to achieve the second objective in this design strategy.
Because of air quality. And now we can put very low cost.
The specified outcomes of Objective 3 are allowing for community involvement to better understand their needs and wants for the future of the precinct, to further accommodate and promote the Chinese culture, community and traditions within the precinct. All of this will be done while enhancing the public domain.
In a city context now,
The specified guidelines under Objective 1 will help to enhance this public domain with wider, better flowing footpaths. The refurbishment of streets and facilities will help to create a cleaner, safer public space. This will also be aided by more streetlights scattered throughout the precinct. These guidelines are the way in which the final objective of this design strategy will be achieved.